The Apple Watch Ultra was designed, Apple says, for the great outdoors. It's got some specialized features for explorers, outdoor sports enthusiasts, and some of these features are meant to be there to help people get some peace of mind in case they get lost while exploring. What better way to test the Apple Watch Ultra out than here on a trail in the great state of New Jersey? So first up, the Apple Watch Ultra is only available in one size, the 49mm case. This is made from what Apple says is aerospace grade titanium, which makes it both lightweight and hardy. So unlike the Series 8 and the Watch SE, the screen here looks a lot more flat, specifically because the case kind of extends up to surround the sapphire front crystal screen. This is meant to protect the screen better if you accidentally smash the corner of your watch against a boulder, for example. So this right here is the Watch Ultra 49mm case. I've got one of the more standard yellow loops on. It looks big for my wrist, but it honestly doesn't feel like it's overwhelming. On the side here, there's a new action button that's specific to this model. And I've set it so that when I press it, I drop a waypoint. Where we are at South Mountain Reservation, I want to change it to parking lot so we can come back. So we might go off-roading, we might steer, get away from the trail. So just in case, I'm going to start the backtrack feature. This usually can come on automatically if the watch detects that you're away from Wi-Fi and cell, but because I'm not convinced we're far away from 5G or whatever, I'm just gonna start it anyway. So allow. And so now it's gonna help us just keep tabs on where we go. Now we can go veer off the path. For actually, just in case we get stuck and lost and we need emergency responders to come find us, we have, I think, 1,000 calories. There's 2 protein bars and then M&Ms because dessert. I did leave the sea salt chocolate chunk cookie in the car, which I'm kind of regretting right now. But it'll be a wonderful treat to look forward to after I get rescued when I am lost in the woods. We're just having fun, y'all. This is the most fun review I've done ever. That's Brian. He makes us look good. So this isn't necessarily my first hike ever, but it is the first time I've been concerned about maybe getting lost. So the watch comes in handy. I've let Brian decide everything. Literally, I don't know. I know I'm vaguely in New Jersey, and then that's about it. If I need a chopper to save me and get me out of here. So Brian and I just got turned around fully by accident, but we only realized it when I was looking at the watch, and I was telling Brian that it looks like we've been taking a very straight path according to the compass. But then Brian looks at his All Trails app on his phone and is like, wait, we should have made a 90-degree turn. And that's how we realized we were going the wrong way. So we did get lost.
Definitely did get lost.
And did the Apple Watch Ultra help, Brian?
Ish, yeah.
Ish, it kind of did.
It was more me.
It was Brian's fault. We're pausing to take in the beauty of the creek, but also kind of just to check in on the watch. And right now, we've got a few waypoints lined up. We've also, we're right under direct sun, and at off angles, it's a little harder to read, but when you've got it facing you, this screen is just bright. This now goes up to 2,000 nits of brightness compared to 1,000 nits on the Series 8 or the SE 2022. It's so easy to read under the sunlight. So we have been hiking now for about 23 minutes. This is the little route that the compass or the trackback feature says we've been doing. I'm sure it's more than just this. I think this is just the most recent part. We're at a little creek now that's very cute. If we want to come back here, I'll just set a little waypoint. And then there's also another view, which is the more metric-based view. Again, I feel quite safe if I ever want to go back. So one of the faces that's unique to the Apple Watch Ultra is the Wayfinder face. So you can customize what color options you want as per usual, but the other options you have are to choose the style, right? The minute, or you can go by hour only. I prefer minutes. You can go by the bezel, what's on the bezel. Oh, this is nice. Let's do Adventurer Black. Feels like it could save some battery life too. So we're at the 43-minute mark of our hike, about 2 and close to a half miles in. So we're doing a quick battery check-in with the Watch Ultra. And it is 74%. The last time we checked was about 20 minutes ago, and that was 79%. So right now the drain, given I haven't been using the GPS screen or the Wayfinder screen the entire time, I've been going back and forth between workouts and other features, this battery drain seems a little heavy, but we're not going to be here all day. And in my previous use of the Watch Ultra so far, which since I received it on Thursday has only been about 2 days, it's lasted me more than 1 day without the full GPS use. So for someone that's looking to use this predominantly on a trail, just know that it won't last you more than overnight. To make the watch's physical controls easier to use, Apple also tweaked the designs here. The crown, for one, has a diameter that's almost 30% bigger than the Series 8. It's also got coarser grooves. The side button, according to Apple, is raised up so that it can be easily used even when you're wearing gloves. There's also a guard here to prevent accidental presses. I do wish it was maybe just a little more of a depression for me to press the button into the crown, but it works with the glove. I thought I loved the action button until I realized that I kept accidentally pushing it when I want to go back to the homepage, and I'm using my thumb to brace the watch while I am pressing the knob, so I keep accidentally almost creating waypoints. So you have to be very precise with the way you hold the watch. I've asked Brian to go away because we need some time apart. But really we're trying to test the siren feature on the Apple Watch Ultra. I'm gonna go hide behind a tree and see if he can hear me. Okay. Brian found me and was fed up, but he said it kind of sounded like a bird. Now the whole thing with when Apple introduced the siren feature to the Apple Watch Ultra, it said that these sounds and the patterns are supposed to sound like nothing in nature, so that when an emergency responder is judging by sound to look for you, or they're just looking for you, they won't mistake that sound for something else. But the initial sounds of chirping probably did sound like a bird, but because Apple repeats different patterns throughout, you're probably not going to think it's something natural sounding over time. So we're nearing the end of our trail, and I'm doing very fine, and Brian is huffing and puffing. He has equipment to carry though, so it's very understandable. So we're gonna retrace our steps, continue backtrack. So you can see that that sort of beam of light is showing where we're pointed, and you can see our path is sort of in that direction as well, the orange path of where we've been so far. So it is making the right progress. I am looking at the screen now and it's showing me I've walked that path, and then we're gonna make the left that we came. And so if we keep going, I'm sure we'll see our entire path again. So far, Brian and I have been using this sort of mixed view on our journey where we can see our route so far, but we also see the cardinals and the directions and the elevation and incline, all of the information really on one screen. But if you rotate the dial, we could have actually gone out to the more, what they call a hybrid screen, where really the focus is the compass. And then if we zoomed in, so-called, a little further, we would get to the orienteering screen. And this is the screen we really need to get to find how to get back to our waypoints. So we relabeled the parking spot as a yellow dot. And you see, if you zoom or if you twist the dial further in, it actually zooms out so you can see all of your waypoints. I don't see the creek showing up anywhere. I think we might be a little too far. Oh, the creek just showed up. So that right there is the creek, I believe. But we want to get back to our parking spot right now. So I'm going to tap this and select it. And now we're gonna figure out, we're actually just 400 feet away from our parking, and we're gonna go look for our car now. So we walked a little further and the watch buzzed and said that we've arrived at our waypoint. While we may have focused on the outdoor exploring features of the Apple Watch Ultra in this video, There's also tools in here that are supposed to make it better for endurance athletes. One of the greatest differences here is the precision dual frequency GPS that Apple added to the Watch Ultra. This is for people who are really picky about tracking their distance, therefore understanding their pace timing for long distance runs. As with any Apple Watch, calibration will happen through normal use, so you'll want to make sure you have had it on your wrist for at least a day or so before you take it out on your first run. Much of the other features of the Watch Ultra are very similar to the Series 8. For example, workout tracking has the new running form metrics, the heart rate zone pages, as well as custom workouts. But what is unique to the Apple Watch Ultra is the action button. You can set one press of the action button to create a new waypoint like we've been doing all day, or backtrack, or start a dive workout, or act as a flashlight, or do nothing, really, if it's been annoying you like it sometimes did for me. With workout too, you can do even more customizable programs. Now when I press the action button, it will launch the workout app, and I can press it again to start it immediately. And I can decide which of my activities that I've done in the past few days I want it to launch immediately. And also, just like the Apple Watch Series 8, the Watch Ultra has an onboard skin temperature sensor that can help with retroactive ovulation and cycle tracking. Across the new Apple Watch lineup too, a new high-G accelerometer helps to detect if you've been in a severe car crash and can warn or alert emergency services for you. So it's now the end of our day. We've finished our hike, we've done some additional testing and shooting, and we're doing one final battery check-in before we wrap this video up. Right now we're at 57%. And if you recall, the last time we checked in, we were at 74, so that's quite a significant dip. We haven't done much. Really, we've just been keeping the screen on to make sure we can get some footage of different faces, and we've been checking out some features, setting up action button to do different things. What I'm trying to say is the hike that we just took is not necessarily the most representative, it's not the most extreme. It was a very moderate test of what the Watch Ultra has to offer. But if you're someone who's into extreme sports or you work in a harsh environment, there could be features in here that are tailored more specifically to your needs. For example, you might be a scuba diver. The diving feature is something that I haven't really tested. This is not something we did today. I'm also terrified of fish, so not about to go scuba diving. But the features are there, and Apple does have a band and app that will make that easier to do too. So for most of my hike, we used the ocean strap that came in the box, but there's also the option of the Alpine loop. I really like this. It's so much easier to put on and adapt to the size of my wrist. For those of you who are into multi-day camping, for example, the watch's battery life might be concerning. Low power mode does seem to be able to squeeze some extra hours of use, but for now, I'm not sure if it's necessarily suitable. You might want to bring a power generator with you. For $800, the Apple Watch Ultra is way too expensive for someone that's looking to casually dip their toe into the smartwatch experience. If that's you, maybe consider the Watch SE 2022 or even the Watch Series 8. I obviously had a blast making this video, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it too. If you did, please leave a comment letting us know if you want to see more videos like this. And for more in-depth coverage of laptops, smartphones, smartwatches, and more, make sure you subscribe to Engadget. And as always, thank you for watching.